Good evening. This is Beaty-Coffey of the Ministry of Uncovered No More. I have spoken before on YouTube about how I have read a poem and nothing gripped me. And it's not just poetry, it's different works. And it's depending on what's the current events and what's the current events in my private life, what's the current events of people that I love around me and worldwide is very moving in each and every one of our metaphysical sides, the sides that's not seen, which is the emotions, the will, the heart matter, the passion, the romance, all of these things, the hatred, the love, all of these things. And I was reading the Book of Runes for my runestonesandmusictoday.com website. But I just drew movement which is Eihwaz, with J.R.R. Tolkien's The Silmarillion. And so a lot of my rune work is going to move, my private rune work is going to move to J.R.R. Tolkien's website with me. Runestonesandmusictoday.com is becoming agnostic, strangely enough, more than metaphysically present. And that is because it is going to start dealing with matters of what I just spoke. My book reading is an entirely different world to me. Isn't that nice? You know, who wrote There Is No Forget Like a Book. And I was having a conversation with someone on Twitter today, a dear friend, and he understood my heart anyway, which is that young people need to grab a book. I have had young people grab books and read things on the internet and then sling it at me, and that's not what I'm talking about. Not what I'm talking about at all. And this is my father's desk. This is my father's drafting table. This desk my Uncle Paul built for homeschooled children that my mother taught. And my family disinherited me and has called me things that I am not. So you go figure that out. America. Now back to my beauty. Praying always, and of course right now it's for people in nations where there's war and genocide. Oh my God, how many times have I been here before? This lamp was in my parents' bedroom for many years. The other one broke in my garage, and it was a relief because my mother betrayed me, and I needed it to break for the sake of my father and I and our faithfulness. My primary ruler here is my father's from his drafting days. I bought this at Whole Foods. Someone handcrafted it. It has my Dragon Tarot on it. Abraham Lincoln's book. I'm going to be reading Ruth Bader Ginsburg's book. My poetry. Here's my last piece in a small book. On and on I go with beauty. That is why I'm doing this recording, and a lot of my rune work, my actual rune work, is going to move with J.R.R. Tolkien because he and I understand runes, but he is gone and I am not. But we are both immortals. Runes are extremely powerful. I will state again, the gentleman who wrote the Book of Runes, Ralph H. Bloom, I dearly, dearly hope I can meet him someday. He was here in spirited today, if you can accept it, America. He's my dear friend, whether I ever meet him or not. When you deal in the ancient runes, you know each other. You don't have to see each other face to face. But I'm not talking about the King of Kings. So there are degrees of patience, aren't there, America? Now, I am directed directly from J.R.R. Tolkien's work to do this, as I drew this rune. So I'm going to read from this book, and it is an honor to have Ralph Bloom and Mr. Tolkien's works here. This is ancient. Pray that I'm interpreting just like I can interpret the book of Revelation. This is ancient. But I'm not. I'm a girl who is hurting and jubilant at the same time. And yes, many of us are that way. I am not afraid of my emotions, nor the expressing of them. I am around many, many people who are. I don't know why they're that way. It ceases to cause me pain, though. I had to learn that. All right. So this is of Thingol and Melian, chapter 4 of J.R.R. Tolkien's The Silmarillion. What you see boxed will be written in this large book. I brought this book into unity with my core by beginning with the Silmarillion, a larger portion. Decided I'm not going to read portions of Tolkien's work. I'm going to move slowly through it over years. There will be hardbound books. I will take my time. I have never been able to say that, and so it is with relief. So this is a new day for me, and the runes themselves witnessed to my decision tonight, as did my father and my uncle in their faithfulness. I am sorry that I cannot call everything around me faithful. Who can? I would like to meet that person. Eihwaz, in the upright position. Eihwaz is a rune of transit, transition, and movement, of physical shifts, new dwelling places, new attitudes, or new life. It also signifies movement in the sense of improving or bettering any situation. There is about this rune a sense of gradual development and steady progress, with the accompanying notion of slow growth through numerous shifts and changes. This could apply to the growth of a business or to the development of an idea. A relationship may need to undergo changes if it is to live and grow. I have many relationships that are undergoing changes to grow right now. Moral effort and steadfastness are called for when you draw movement, another of the cycle runes. Let it be said this way: as I cultivate my own nature, all else follows, which is what will go with the rune document of chapter 4 of J.R.R. Tolkien's The Silmarillion. This rune's symbol is the horse. You do remember the white horse, do you not, of Lord of the Rings? And it signifies the bond between horse and rider. Bronze Age artifacts show a horse drawing the sun across the sky. Here, Eihwaz is saying, you have progressed far enough to feel a measure of safety in your position. Indeed, I have been stating it, as Curtis is my witness, that everyone is safe in my family, so I can move on. Now it is time to turn again and face the future reassured, prepared to share the good fortune that comes your way. The sharing is significant since it relates to the Son's power to foster life and illuminate all things with its light. And I am a very strong symbol of the moon goddess. So I have basically invoked the King of Kings into this home tonight. Especially since he's the one that recommended to me on Twitter that perhaps I would like to read the Silmarillion. And I am forever thankful that he did that. My spirit would not have rested properly in this age and in this season to have picked up The Hobbit or Lord of the Rings as books first. And indeed, the journey is gorgeous. That does not surprise me at all. It is very, very much a divine appointment of metaphysical beauty that I drew this room for my website. And now the world knows, as does the earth core of people, what I'm going to do and in which book I'm going to do it for this chapter. If I have any other little sayings, I will put them in the smaller book. This is a very, it's only 2 pages, so we'll see. Typically, I will see the smaller portions in color, but this is the first time I didn't see color for Of Thingol and Melian. The first paragraph, Melian was a Maya of the race of the Valar. I immediately become her. But I'm going to bring out something in the article having to do with the Bible. So I think I should share that as opposed to write it. I don't want to waste my time with people who don't listen to me anyway when it concerns my artwork. It says in the portion that I'm going to write, she dwelt in the gardens of Lorien, and among all his people there were none more beautiful than Melian. I want to speak for the girls. We know, many of us in this nation, this apostate nation of America, that it says in the good book, charm is deceitful and beauty is vain, but a woman who fears the Lord, she shall be praised. I have been nothing but reviled for giving up my beauty to bear children, to do all the ministry work I've done. I have scars. I have pain in my body that I would not have had if I'd have been a selfish woman all these years. I will tell you the truth. It is nice to have beauty and natural thinness in this day and age. It is nice. But it is greatest to not pay attention at all to the physical appearance and see true beauty. And that is what the good book is saying. Charm is deceitful and beauty is vain. It is fearing God, but not just the Father. That's the mother-father figure, the father-mother figure of God. To put aside vanity. Nonetheless, I am a woman who understands that adult prostitution needs to be legalized. The modeling people are making good livings. There's many good livings to be made on social media. And that's all I can say about it.